Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. Like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager, episode 72. We are now at qualifying here in the Munich Grand Prix, aka the German Grand Prix, aka Nürburgring. It's the actual course that it is mimicking here. Practice was good. We got 99% set up on both cars. We've got full bonuses, triple bonuses on the soft tires, on qualifying, on the race trim, as well as the medium compounds. We're going to have a bold strategy of trying to squeak out. The mediums should be good for about 14 laps. It's a 29 lap race, which means we're going to need to get 15 laps on one stint. Depending on separation of the drivers, we'll have one go 14 and one go 15, or we'll have them both try to go 15 on the initial stint and then 14 laps till the end of the race. We've got 7 minutes left in Q1 here, and we're going to need to get cars out there soon. However, I am trying to wait for a little bit of track grip because we're going to try to just one and done this. We only have 2 sets of soft tires. I had 3 sets of hards thinking that we were going to have to go on that, but then going with that bold strategy. So we're going to hold up just a little bit, each car getting a single run in. So it is tight right now. We've got 1.1 seconds from Van Dorn. Woo! Van Dorn on top right now. Back to Harrell. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is looking like a tight competition. We got a minute 16. It's the longest track, or one of the longest tracks on the calendar in real life. The other version of Nürburgring, of course, is the longest track, period, around the world. It's had many different variations throughout the years, and it is exciting to watch. You get a lot of street legal cars out there, people giving it a go. Okay, I need to get one of them going. Let's get Colton out there. We're going to need about 2 minutes at least to make sure that Max could get out on time. So I need to keep an eye on this. I will have to finish this probably on auto. Let's go ahead and get Max out there now and make sure I get his qualified in. Let's go ahead and go to auto there for Colton finishing out. Tires are already up there as he's getting going. And he's a bit warm actually right now. Good and cold. Not quite where we want him to be, not quite what could have been. Looks like I've got Max much closer to where we want him to be. Perfect and only slightly overheated. Meanwhile, Herta is just off pole at the moment, but he loses half a second in Sector 2. Coming around now towards the finish line, couple turns left to go here. And here we go, back to the start straight, and where's he going to be? 14th, that's a good time. Meanwhile, Max is actually up on Van Dorn's time after the first sector. He's got some traffic though now. Can't tell who that is in front of him, but they are absolutely slowing him up right now. He is still, though, closer than his teammate Herta as he comes around to the finish, but I have a feeling that this is going to slow him up, yes, even on the final turn. And they're just on an in-lap, checking him out of the way, but Max goes 9th, fastest. That will be good enough to get out of Q1 as time is up. Herta, meanwhile, though, has dropped out. E17 to start for him. Diaz Sanchez, Nordstrom, Giovinazzi, and then Nakashita out with Colton Herta. But Max Verstappen's going to get one more run in. Track grip certainly helped as track grip was increased. Herta didn't have quite as much, but he really lost time in Sector 2, which cost him dearly. But Stoffel Van Dorn, quickest in Q1. Merlinen right there in third as well. So McLaren really dialed in on this track. You can see Van Dorn's form is quite high there. But Herta, 9.1, and still out in Q1. On to Q2 for Max Verstappen alone. He only has one set of tires left, and that means we will have to wait again until kind of the final closing moments. So we'll speed things along here. 15 cars, track conditions changing a little bit. It's going to get cloudy, it's going to get sunny, but track grip is going to be maxed out by about 5 minutes. So we want to get clear track as soon as possible. Not quite as much. There we go. Get them out there as soon as everybody's running their laps. Now they're going to be on in laps here in a moment. This will be a good time to get going. So we'll head back out there, or head out there now for Q2. Last set of soft tires. Alright, here we go. Back straight, back straight, back straight. Braking zone. Boy, those tires not coming up to temperature very quick here. Come on, Max. Come on, Max. Attack, 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 attack. Brake, 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 brake. Okay, come on, come on. Get him up there. Get him up there. Get him up there. Get him up there. Ugh. Okay, well, brake temperatures are perfect. Tire temps so close. Still a little bit cold for Max. We'll see what that does this time to his times. Into sector number 1. What can he do? Fuoku out on the medium compound tire is well off the pace. Max is off the pace though so far, but it is not the McLaren at the top this time. It is Ferrari, so we're comparing to a top team here. The spread should be a bit further. He's well off the pace though, already down to 8th or 9th. It looks like he'll be outside of the top 10, but that's actually what I want. I don't want him starting the race on the soft tires. It's going to really mess up our day. 1.147 off the pace, that is 13th. So he will be out. Fuoku, let's see, what is Fuoku up to? He's green in sector 1. Is he on softs or is he on mediums? He's on mediums again apparently, but sidewall looks a little yellow to me. Green in sector 2, but he's already almost a full second down, so I don't think he'll better his time. He's flying at the moment. The Prima into Q2, rare feat. Improves his time, but does not improve his position. Merlinen, kind of the last one who can affect things here. He is 0.6 of a second down here. This could be a better time. This could put Verstappen down to 14th. Hopefully, though, he'll remain in 13th. We'll see here in just a moment. Time nearly up. And Merlinen does improve his time, so he goes 12th quickest. So Verstappen will start from P14 in this one. The other drivers out are Valdez in the other Prima, Carlos Sainz in the Williams, yes, yeah, are out. Van Dorn just getting through in the McLaren. So after going quickest in Q1, Van Dorn only 10th fastest in Q2, but it is enough to get through to Q3. The big 6 on top with Ocon for Force India, best of the rest. And actually, very, very close to Mark's time. Great run for him, and well better than the other Force India that didn't even make it out of Q1. There's Charles Leclerc, who is fastest after the second session, and the Ferrari go 1-2. That will ready us for race day, but not the rest. We've still got 10 drivers left to have a quick shootout for the pole. We'll fly through this thing. 40 times normal speed. Gata on provisional pole. Using the same tires for both sessions and actually going faster, but Norris on a fresh set, Norris still had one set left, is able to go quickest and take the pole in the last moments of the shootout by a small margin. 3/100ths over Gata. Newgarden third fastest, Schumacher, Margasov, and Leclerc, who was fastest in Q2, is only sixth fastest here. Van Dorn had nothing left in tires, but does go seventh quickest. Savanen, Ocon, and then Harrell on mediums is 10th quickest. It is race day here at the Nürburgring. Got a little extra performance for Max Verstappen in this race, as he is all set with the rear wing and the engine both being vastly improved from last race to this race in terms of durability. And we're going to set the medium tires and the race bonus. So a nice little 30% bonus. We're going to be on a quicker tire than a lot of cars. Let's get to that car setup though. It looks like Max already appropriately set to the mediums. And there you have it. 15 to 17 laps maximum, which really means 14 laps, maybe even just 13 on these mediums. So I'm going to have to really stretch them to make this a one-stopper. I've got to get 15 laps. Again, we have 29 for the session. So I need to get 15 laps and 14 laps out of 2 stints. So we'll see if we can make that happen. Otherwise, we're going to have to drop to the hards to finish off the race, and we're going to lose a lot of pace to get there. So tire wear is going to be crucial here in this race. So driver strategy, we're going to push, but only for a little bit. Alright, how is the tire wear of the top 10? They are absolutely not going to make a one-stopper work unless they go on the hard compound. Savanen, very used tires in 8th. Ocon as well. Also Harrell. Signs on the mediums. Merlinen's definitely going to one-stopper. A lot of these guys are going to be on the hards. Giovinazzi's on hards, but they're even used. I'm hoping to make these mediums work for the whole race. We'll see. But that is the full grid. And with that, we are ready to go racing here in Germany. Top 10 are going to be slow and behind. Great start from Herta, but he's checked up behind the Renault. And the other Renault just comes flying through the field with space to work. But Herta makes a great move and gets around even his teammate there to go 15th. Max in 16th. They are in the mediums. There's only 4 cars in the mediums. And Sainz is just flying his way through the field already in P6. I don't know what he managed to do there. But great start from Carlos Sainz. On those medium tires. Those used softs are going to be pretty slow. So hopefully we can make our way up. Sainz already back down to 11th though, as apparently the superiority of the softs are still going to last for a little while. A lot of cars changing positions here, battling Herta to the inside of the Prima, and Verstappen follows him through as we begin lap number 2 of the race. Now, tire heating is nearly neutral, so we're going to have to drop down to neutral soon because, again, I'm going to have to conserve tires from the get-go to make this one-stopper work. We should be faster than the hards, naturally, but they are going to be able to push harder than us. We'll see if that actually pays off in the end as we go to P12 at the moment. But the Williams of Harrell back around the inside. And 3 wide here with our 2 cars amongst it, and they both get around the Williams, but Herta can't make it stick. He's got another chance at the Williams here. And there you go. At the moment, P11, P13 as we're trying to make our way around that Renault of Diaz Sanchez, who had that tremendous start. He actually didn't have a good start. He just found an opening and outbroke a whole group of cars that were all locked in nose to tail, and he just slid by about 6 cars all at once. So really fortunate to find that space. Harrell is already struggling back to P15 and going to have to pit very, very soon, potentially this lap. It's only lap number 3. Ouch. Yes, there he is. He is set to pit this lap. Max up in 11th. Herta is going backwards, though. Not quite where we need him to be, and it's time to drop down to neutral. Heating is good on these tires. In neutral, we should be able to gradually cool these puppies down. And we just got 3 laps of pushing. From now on, though, it's survival mode. Harrell, though, already in survival mode. Coming out on used mediums. Okay, so Harrell is not going to contest this race in any way, shape, or form. Herta, come on. McLaren getting around while it's Maryline. But, he is on hard compound. Just going right on board with Max as he is a little bit further up now, and we're starting to get a little separation between our 2 drivers here in the forest of the Nürburgring. It's a little hard to make sense of kind of where everyone is between the trees. We have kind of a Max zoom here, but Max is into 9th place as Savanen now pits. Those top 10 cars are losing a ton of time. Look how far back Harrell is on used mediums, so we are really benefiting strategy-wise from that necessity to pit for the front cars. Unless they come out on the hard compound, they are absolutely going to have to make 2 stops in this race. Okay, cool these down a little bit. We're going to slow it down some, go conserve. Alright, so P9, P13, I have not used my ERS at all yet. It is time for Max to make a run here as... Oh, come on. Boy, that was not much of a run at all. I barely used any ERS whatsoever. So, P9, P12, again, now 3 cars have pit as Ocon and the Force India has pit. So, besides the big 6, Van Dorn all the way up in 4th place. But he really does have some pace here. Van Dorn, the only one outside of the big 6 yet to pit from that front group. Now the tire temperatures back into the happy zone. Herta has been passed by Nordstrom, though, as he's on this conserve mode right now. Max, though, seems to have the pace. Again, though, the engine mode is still turned up. Okay, here come some of the big 6 stopping as Newgarden and Schumacher are both in, and that moves us up to 7th and 11th, respectively. Alright, let's see if we can hold neutral for a while, but we also are going to need to save some fuel here at some point. Keep an eye on the tires, though, and see if they continue to go in the right direction. It's just a quarter lap worth of fuel, so we're still pretty good on that. Why are you only at 36%? I'm not even using your ERS. Oh, I did use a little bit last lap, didn't I? Thought it was very little, but apparently not. All the front runners have stopped. All of them have stopped. So we now inherit 2nd place. Carlos Sainz, who just missed the top 10, is in front. Max is 4 seconds behind, a couple seconds clear of Maryline. Herta is still struggling a bit, down in P6. He's got quite a few cars ahead of him. Diaz Sanchez, Maryline, and Nordstrom. Diaz Sanchez will be on similar strategy to us. It is lap number 8, and these tires are half gone. It is going to be a real stretch to try to get these the distance that I need to get them. And I'm not sure it's going to happen. 15 laps? We're just starting lap number 9. Come on, Harry. Come on. You got the inside here. Finish the move yourself. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You got the inside. You've got the inside, and that's Herta into 5th place. Boy, that was difficult. And here comes Lando Norris. Norris is going to fly by us here on fresh medium tires in the Mercedes. We hold him off for now, and we remain in P5. Nordstrom having a look, and he's going to get the inside, and there he goes. So back down to P6. But that's expected with the Mercedes. Max, though, really starting to pull away from his teammate. Nearly 6 seconds between them. So we can double stack when the time comes. Okay, back down to conserve. Back down to conserve. The tires are actually heating up, so it's got to be the fuel load. That fuel load is a thing. Max actually is in a great position. Let's go ahead and turn down the engine and start to regain that fuel that we have burnt. Harry's going to have to keep pushing for now for some track position. Now it is 6 seconds separating them, so Max is a bit faster on pace. Sainz is still out there. Sanchez is still out there. Other cars are going to have to pit soon. Harold looks like he's going to have to pit as soon as everybody else. And so his race is essentially run already. He'll be in the back of the field. Ocon is well down the grid as well, so we've got some good time separation there, at least for Max, who continues to run well in 2nd place. Lando Norris back into 3rd already and gaining on Max. That's not who I'm racing, though, so I'm not worried about him. It is lap 11, and these tires are going to hang on for maybe 2 more laps. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get 4 out of them. But we'll stay on conserve, we will stay on conserve, and we will try to stretch. Little ERS management here should help regain some of the time that we've been losing. Herta hanging on to 6th place. Unfortunate that he's behind Marilainen, but still not a bad spot to be in. Obviously, 2nd and 6th is fantastic points if we can hang on to something like this. But of course, right now we're just racing those that have not pit, other than Lando Norris, who's now a 2.5 seconds behind. You can see him coming here. Really starting to pick up some time, especially as we are now down to 30% on the tire wear as we are about to wrap up lap number 12. I don't think I can get 3 more laps out of these, but I'm going to try like hell to make it happen. Alright, you've got to start saving some fuel. We are almost back to neutral, and there we are. Verstappen back to neutral on race finish for the fuel load. I am not worried about Lando Norris, so it's okay if he gets by me here in a hurry. But can I defend? No. Nope. There he goes. So that's P3 and P6. That is okay. Lando Norris is quick. Very quick. How's the track grip looking? Okay, we are looking to stay dry, potentially all the way through the race, it looks like. Lap 13, 24%. We are hitting the danger zone, but we have not fallen off the cliff yet. And Sanchez and Carlos Sainz have both pit. So cars on the medium tires, like myself, have already pit. It is lap 14. We have 15 laps to go in this race. I would love to pit this lap, but I've got to squeeze one more. I've got to squeeze one more out of these. We are going to lose some pace, but it's not going to be 20-something seconds. And hopefully, it's not enough compared to those hard tires. Remember, my bonus is on these tires. If I have to run the hards, not only do I lose the difference between the 2 compounds, but I lose my bonus. So, one more lap. One more lap. We have fallen off the cliff. We are gonna lose time. Verstappen is losing time. Let's turn the engine back up. Let's go back to neutral. And we'll do the same, both drivers. We are going to pit this lap, though. It's lap 15, so we have made it. We have done it. They will make 14 laps. Ooh, yeah. Car's in good shape. Good shape. Okay, I like it. Plenty of distance between the two drivers to double stack. It's over 6 seconds, 6.5 now. And remember, that was with Max on normal engine mode for a lot longer than Colton. Did I change tires? I need to double check. Max, I'm not I want to make sure I actually selected the tires. Just gotta be sure. Gotta be sure. There you go. Alright. So, from P2 and P5 on the grid, we're going to pit this time. The last cars still out there are Merliinen and Nordstrom. They are on the hard compound. And actually, there's still a few others. Fuoku, Giovinazzi, Nakashita. None of them have pit yet. Valdez has not pit and is already down to 13th. Alright, Max's stop is good. It's 1.749. And for Colton, 1.742. Good stop for both cars. No mistakes. And we come out in P13 and P16. And others stopping at the same time. Fuoku, Giovinazzi, Newgarden stopping for a second time. Harrell has already stopped for a second time. So that is what we have gained there. That is fantastic. And both cars now on neutral. 14 laps. We will make it because we just made 15 on the mediums. So P13, P16. And from here, we should be looking up. We're going to have to look both ways a little bit. We'll have to keep an eye out. But right now, it is Ocon, Diaz-Sanchez, Fuoku, Giovinazzi, Harrell, and Newgarden. I'm not worried about them. Newgarden is so far back, 24 seconds behind. We've got that Ferrari beat. It's Leclerc ahead of Verstappen right now, so we're not going to catch him anytime soon. Let's speed things up a little bit. P13, P16. We will start checking in on cars in front of us, and some of them already stopping. We're back into the points already as a whole group of cars behind us stop. Now we're going to have to start looking at both directions and see what's going on. But look at all those cars in between our two drivers, despite the fact that they're only separated by 5 or 6 seconds. So P7, P11 now as more cars are stopping. We're moving on up. Tires are beginning to overheat. Part of that is that engine mode. Let's turn that back down. Let's see if we hold in the tire temperature for a while. P7, P11. No car stopping this time. Alright, 10 laps remaining. Let's now get our first look at the status of cars. Well, second look at the status of cars behind. So, Newgarden too far down. Let's see. Savanin is 7 seconds behind, so he could be a threat to Herta, but not likely. Schumacher is definitely a threat. Nordstrom certainly could be a threat because he's only 0.7 of a second behind Herta. So just behind Nordstrom is definitely a threat. That is in the Force India, and then of course Schumacher for sure is a threat. So things are looking a little bit difficult for Herta. Let's see if we can't get around this Renault. It's got to look. There we go. He's got the inside track. Can he complete the move without the ERS? No, no. Got to use the ERS again. That's a lot of ERS burnt to get him up to P8. Alright, so that's P8 now. Max all the way up in P6. In between us is Merliinen in the McLaren, who have some pace, but we've got 3 seconds, and we both only stopped once, but he was on the hard compound for most of the first part of the race. So Merliinen could be a threat to Verstappen. Now, looking ahead, Leclerc is going to pit here really soon. Marksov's pitting right now, and coming out, oh, just in front of us and blocking us off. So Gata is going to stay ahead. He will be fast enough. He's on mediums and in a faster car. Leclerc is going to have to pit soon, and with only 4 seconds, Leclerc will be behind. Sainz on the hard compound is 11 seconds clear. I think he might just hold us, but he is on very, very used hard compound. Norris is going to run away with this. He's already stopped twice and has fresh mediums. Will go to the end of the race. So, Verstappen, potential for third place? Maybe. Maybe. I'm thinking more like fourth. Here goes Leclerc to the pits now, and there's fourth place. Oh, wrong one. I meant to click on Herta, and that was not right. Ouch. Just wasted a little ERS there. Ooh, the tires are overheating. Conserve, conserve, conserve. Save those tires. Save those tires. Alright. Speed things up for a little bit, but here comes, as expected, Marilainen. That is a car with a lot more pace than what we have right now. I might be able to defend this one, but I don't think so. Especially now that we're on conserve and neutral. Let's speed this puppy up. Come on. That gives us a little bit of space for now, but on conserve it's going to be really difficult to defend. But P4, P8, oh, I'm loving it. Loving it. We've got a chance at some great points today. Speaking of great points today, we are just 3 points shy of last season's mark. And this is race 9 of 18. We're about to hit the halfway point of the season when we reach the checkered flag. And when we reach the checkered flag, it looks like we're going to be in the points. If we score 3 or more, we will match or surpass last season's points total. ERS ready. Nope, don't need to use it yet. But Colton does. He's opening up a bit of a gap. That's looking good. Okay, both cars back into the happy zone on the tires. The tires are hanging on, but you could see besides Diaz Sanchez, we are the weakest up here. Sainz, though, his hard compound tire is getting into the unhappy zone, but there are 13 seconds between him and Max Verstappen. 13 seconds is a lot of time. Will he pit? Probably not. I think he's going to try to go to the end of the race on those tires. Gata is absolutely going to pass Carlos Sainz Jr. But will Max Verstappen is the big question. We are pulling away from Marilainen now, so I think the maturity of those tires are now gone. I think we're going to be able to hold them off, especially now that we turned up the engine mode and can for the rest of the race. We'll go back to neutral soon, but I want to be able to push towards the end, so we're going to conserve still for now. Meanwhile, let's ride with Herta, who is in 8th place, making good pace right now, especially as we push, but he will not be able to push as long. And, ooh, Diaz Sanchez is pitting. Okay, drop back to medium. Now it is, ooh, it's Margasov behind. That's going to be a difficult one for Colton to defend against if he makes his way up to us. But we are putting away enough tire wear. We are putting away enough fuel for the end of this race. Front wing, a problem for Max. It is a problem for Max. Hopefully it does not cause him too much time. He's still okay for now. 3 laps, almost 2 to go. Alright, neutral. Two laps remaining. Still in P4. Fuoku has picked up a penalty. And Margasov has gotten around Herta. Margasov has gotten around. That's P4 and P9. It's looking pretty likely that that's where we'll finish. Leclerc is coming, though, as well. Let's turn these back up. Turn these back up. And we're going to go into overtake mode. No, you know what? We're not going to go into overtake mode. Stay on high. We've got to get you to the end of the race. 19% still. Final lap of the Grand Prix. P4. P9. With 1 to go. We got a Ferrari coming behind. We've got a Red Bull ahead for Colton in 9th place. Max, problems with the car and hitting the cliff, 23% now. But can we get to the end of this lap in these positions? It's looking likely that we can. Max finishes in P4, and Colton comes across the line in P9. So, great race. That is way more than 3 points. Not a podium, but oh, so close. Considering we're 24 seconds off the pace of Norris, 13 seconds off the pace of the podium. A 4th place is fantastic. And Herta hanging on to 9th is pretty darn good as well. That is 9.5 seconds separating the two drivers. And again, 24 seconds to the lead, so that the midfield much tighter than the front end. So the fact that we're able to get up as high as 4th was a really good drive by Max Verstappen, and not too shabby from Colton Herta as well, picking up a couple points himself. That easily surpasses our total from last season at just the halfway mark of this season. We made the one-stopper work on the mediums the whole way. What a difference that could make. You could see all around his Carlos Sainz, the only one who made a one-stopper work. He started in P11, I believe. And then you get down to the other one-stoppers well behind. Great race, great race. Really happy with that result. Oh, and Leclerc picked up a penalty as well. And that's parts. That's the team putting illegal parts on that Ferrari. Drive-through penalty for Fuoku was enforced in race, and that knocked him from somewhere around P11 down to 18th with technically an extra stop, even though it only counts as one. But that drive-through really cost him some time. So that is causing damage to another car on track. 14 points is the tally. That's good enough for Max to get back into 5th place ahead of the Mercedes of Mick Schumacher. Wow. Ahead of Margasov in the Red Bull. That is an incredible drive by Max Verstappen in what is a backmarker type car where we're just starting to make our way into the midfield competitively. Herta actually drops to 15th place on 24 points, but that is okay. That is still not too bad. And as a team, we're approaching 100. We are approaching Force India. Ferrari's only at 107. We are very comfortably in 5th place right now, 20 points clear of McLaren, who is absolutely hands down a much faster car than us. Force India, though, another team that's really impressive right now, what they're doing. The Renault and Prima are absolutely getting left in the dust right now competitively. The Renault's up there. The Prima is clearly 10th now. And so we face no threat to relegation. And points-wise, I think we might be able to hang on to 5th. Could we challenge Force India for 4th? It's yet to be seen. But really looking good on the season. All right, so next up on the calendar is going to be Guildford, United Kingdom Grand Prix. So we're going to England next. Again, as we're halfway through the season, we're looking good everywhere now, with the exception of one thing and one thing only. and I've really got to watch out for that, and that is this, our funding. Absolutely getting hammered week in, week out. We're down to 8 million. Really got to stretch those funds out to try and get there. Try and get over that finish line where we're going to get a ton of money at the end of the season, and we've got more money coming next season with the headquarters upgrade. It's going to bring in nearly $1 million a race, but can we survive to that point? It's going to be close. With our evaluation being so excellent, I can ask for funds, but I've already done that. And at this point, I've still been unable to request additional funds since then. So I keep checking on it, and it says this season. I'm hoping at some point it's going to open back up. Next year's budget, I've just recently cut that down, so we're saving $500,000 per race now. It hurts our funding for next year, but we're going to get so much money in prize money at the end of the season, especially jumping to 5th place in the standings. So that's all good. Pit crew is looking fantastic as always. Technically, we're second on the grid behind Mercedes, but we've been right there with them, producing great pit stops, and that has really helped us throughout the season, by the way. But we've got some solid 20s and a good rotation. What is challenging, though, is I'm starting to get a little bit fatigued. I basically have 3 backups. I've got 2 jackmen front and back, so they're just rotating, no problem. Having a little bit of trouble with only 3 reserves here, so somebody ends up having to stay on, and so slowly but surely we're getting more and more fatigued instead of being able to just swap out week after week. So that's a little bit of a concern that at some point we're going to start to see a mistake or 2. But otherwise, pit crew's in good shape. Team's in good shape. That upgrade, 31 weeks till we get that road car factory, and that's going to come with that nearly $1 million a race boost. But again, that's at the end of the season. So we've got to survive 9 more races. And do the math here. 9 more races right now. We're losing at a rate where 2 more races, after the 3rd, we hit a negative balance. So sponsors, hugely important. And we'll take one last look there. No new sponsors this week, but I've got 1 new one coming in next week, so I can pick up some bonus money again. Hopefully a better deal than what we have there. That was a terrible deal that we got last time. Hopefully we can grab at least a few million plus something per race, which will help with that balance. That'll survive another race, maybe a race and a half, maybe 2 races for us. And then the week after, we have another one with the potential for an upfront plus some sort of bonus pool where, again, that'll get us another race or 2. That means we've got enough funding for a couple races now. We should be able to get at least 2 more races out of that, probably 3. So that's 5 races worth of funding. There's still 9 to go. At the 6 race mark, we'll get another 7 race, 8 race. So I think we'll get there. But it's that, can we get from that 5th to 6th race? We'll see. We'll see. It's going to be super tight. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.